Welcome back guys to another new episode, and I hope you're enjoying the series so far on this channel. It's just my little journey of going from, I wouldn't say broke or poor, but let's just say not wealthy to wealthy. Anyway, this topic is very important and I really hope you're going to take some words of wisdom from this. Let's say you're the average person in Britain and you have a savings account, right? Your savings account might offer you something as low as 0.2%, maybe to something as nice as 1.5%. Now you're thinking, oh great, my money is making money. But I'm going to pause you on that thought for one moment. I want you to understand that if your account is making 1.5%, even as much as you think that's £1.50 for every £100 your account has, you're not actually gaining money per year, you're actually losing money, and I'm going to explain that. A lot of people only see the money coming in, but they don't realise their money's actually going out without physically going out. And that's called inflation. Inflation is a silent but deadly killer. Why did I say that? You don't see inflation happen straight away. It's something that's very slowly, gradually happening, months over months, years over years. Inflation. It normally is 2 to 3%. What is inflation? Inflation is simply put as your money decreases in value. What does that mean? So for instance, if you was able to go to Tesco's and your bread was now 80 pence, but before it was 70 pence, that, my friend, is inflation of 10 pence. Of course, that's an extreme example because it's not going to go up by like 13-15% per year. But you will notice in your shops that things do go up on an annually basis. Why? Because the costs go up for everything. Not just the cost of living, the cost of transport, the cost of everything goes up. So, back to my original point. Why is savings good and bad? Let's start with the bad points. So with savings, your money's not actually working, it's not doing anything productive. But here's the good part. For those that are saving, well done to you, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to list a few facts which is very disturbing. I have my computer here. These facts are all true according to a website called finder.com. 15% of all Britons have no savings. So I want you to think of it like this. If you had 9 friends, including yourself, to make the 10th person, so there's 10 people in total, 1.5, of course you can't have half a person, but 1.5 person, hypothetically speaking, has no savings. So if they got fired from a job like this, there's no security, they're not safe, they don't have savings. Now for me, that's a scary thought, considering with the way the world is going, the way technology is developing, people are getting replaced easier and quicker. So job security isn't something that really exists. I mean, as of recently, you just seen in the news that Lloyd's, they had to get rid of a certain amount of staff and close a certain amount of branches. So that proves to you jobs are not secure. The first fact alone is scary enough, but I got a few more for you. 1 in 3 Britons have less than £1.5 thousand in their savings. £1.5 thousand. Of course, this depends on your scenario. You may be a single mom, you may have 5 kids, and I don't know how that feels, so I'm not going to pretend that I can understand. But 1.5k really isn't a lot and it can't take you that far. And less than 1 in 3 have access to that in their savings. I've only given you 2 facts, so let's put those 2 facts together. 1.5 in 10 people have no savings, so that's 15%. Plus an extra 33% have less than 1.5. So you're telling me that 48% of Britain has less than 1.5k in their bank accounts as of this minute. If you just had £1,500 and 1 pence, you already know that you're better off than 48% of Britain. 48%. Half the people. Almost half the people. I want you to think of that. That's actually a crazy fact. Now, this is a very interesting fact. I myself am 20 years old. Thankfully, I understood the value of money from a very young age. And this is why I want to do the most with my money and make it stretch as far as possible. So, the worst age category in Britain for savings is 22 to 29 year olds, with 53% having no savings at all. No savings at all. 53%. So those can be your friends that have smoking problems, that go drinking every week, that have spending addictions. These are those people that probably make up that 53%. So those were just a few facts from this website. I honestly find it very appalling knowing that I live in a country with so much opportunities for growth, development in a first world country, and half of the people have savings less than 1,500. Now, I could probably dig up more facts, but that's not the point. My point was to demonstrate to you that savings is A, bad, partly because of inflation eating up your money, B, the money's not actually working for you, it's not doing anything and it's losing value. But at the same time, if you have no savings, then that's your first thing to really start doing. Your first thing to do is start saving. Now you're gonna ask me, how much should you save, or is it possible to save? The first thing you gotta do, I can't give you specific numbers, and if anyone does, they don't know your specific circumstances. So I'm gonna give you a simple formula. I want you to get a pen and paper, draw a line in the middle of it. On one side, you put income. So this can be from your job, any side hustles. Put every source of income you make per month. Now on the second column, you put through your expenses, listing from most important to least important. Now, from the first important ones, you're of course going to put your rent, your bills, your monthly subscription, and then you're going to work your way down to things that is really unimportant. Now, on that list, if your income is less than your expenses, you have a problem. Now your problem is either A, you're not earning enough, B, you're overspending. More likely you're overspending because you can always manage your budget better. But if your budget is tight to the bone and you really can't cut anything from your expenses, you need to look at increasing your income. That's it. It's only two things you can do. Cut expenses, increase your income. There's no other solutions. For most people, it will be cut their expenses. And then when you've cut your expenses, there'll be a little bit of cash left over. Now with that cash left over, you can think, do you want to put it towards a holiday, towards some sort of special event? That's down to you. But have some sort of goal in mind, and then that's how you can start your savings. So income, expenses, where should your income be? Much more than your expenses. What you're left over with is the difference, which should be here in your savings. Now, my idea of savings has flown out the window a long time ago. I don't personally save, I invest. But if you're not comfortable for investing, learn to save first. That I definitely recommend. Learn to save. But savings isn't the best thing in the long term. Why? Cash produces no return on investment. Why? Inflation eats your cash. Now, I want you to remember that message. Where are you going to store your money? How are you going to store your money? So, after all of that information, I hope you do understand how to use your money and how to save your money.